Hello survivors, I'm the SurvivalVis, and welcome back to the Hunter Classic, where we are starting once again on Whitehart Island, but now we were at, what is its name? South something lodge, I can't remember the middle word, but it's the southern lodge of the two. We hunted, I'm trying to remember the kind of route we went. I think we went up through there, along there, around there, and we're kind of, I think, in this area-ish. Or maybe even a little lower to end that episode off. But either way, we're going to start from the south side of the island here. For a loadout, it is basically just the same as it is, but we do have one new addition. The Predator Jackrabbit Collar. At the end of last episode, I was a very, very tiny amount short to get it, so I just had to hop into a hunt. And it wasn't even 100 away. It wasn't 50 away. It wasn't even 25 away. I was just 10 points shy of actually being able to get it. So that kind of irritated me a bit. So I just had to hop into an extra hunt, take down our Blacktail. Basically think like how the very start of the Whitehart episodes went. Because that's basically the exact same area I'd found the Blacktail in. But went, took it down, got all the stuff back, and we have that to work with. So maybe as we're getting into more of Whitehart Island, we'll actually be able to put it to use and see what we can get with it. But actually, one thing I do want to do is switch this out for... you know what? We'll just put that one there, that there, that there, that there, and that there, and I think that'll be good for us. Yeah, reload that. And reload that. Because I don't think we'll actually have turkey in the south end of the island. One of the comments that came in from the last episodes were that the southern end of Whitehart is a lot different than the north. And probably for good reason, since the north, we basically only had the blacktail, a little bit of elk calls, but I don't think we actually saw any, and the turkey call, and the turkeys we got. So the south end was told to expect more whitetail, elk, and maybe even coyote, but we'll have to see. There is also the bobcats that could be in the reserve as well. I'm actually going to try sprinting for the first bit, because again, I want to get out of the, dead zone almost I think it starts you out in. Oh, hang on a moment, is there? Or is that just a tree? Okay, maybe it's just a tree, it just looks like there's a black, sort of blobbish thing right forward there. I just want to get out of that almost dead zone-ish area the game usually likes to start you in. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get a few animals well, maybe not relatively quickly, but at least steadily throughout these couple of episodes. And then we'll leave Whitehart behind to head somewhere else. I have found hunting on the map is actually a bit more difficult just because of how it's sort of set up. Oh, what do we got? Oh, just a female. Although, maybe we'll see as we get up there if there's a male walking around with her. I don't want to call her in just because again, don't know what else might be in the general area. But you can see, basically once we hit that, 250 meter mark, we suddenly got, the call in. So I think that's not a bad idea to do, is just, if you try to speed it along, sprint from the lodge, and then once you hit, 250 meter traveled, you might start seeing animals a little more easier. But, yeah, Whitehart is harder to hunt than I remember, just because of how, much vegetation there really is. The amount of trees isn't too bad, but it's all the undergrowth in that. It feels really went heavy with it. Let me bring binoculars back out. See, it's not bad there, but I know there are spots where there's just so much grass you cannot see anything through it. And then with how the north end was, all the more elevated trails and that, a lot of slopes, really rugged and rough. It's actually really difficult to hunt on at times. I think you'd actually probably have the best time hunting as a beginner, maybe even on White Rime, because at least there, the animals don't really hide in with the environment, and there's not a lot of grass to obscure your vision to things. And that would let you be able to try going for stuff like the Arctic foxes and the is it Sitka deer? I think it's the Sitka. A little more easily because there's like not as many trees and things to make spotting or seeing that difficult. Whitehart, though, good luck seeing anything through that. So we'll hopefully get at least one animal this episode. I think that's kind of the big thing I want to aim for, is at least get one animal per episode. Whether the game is actually that kind or not will remain to be seen. But we'll just stick here. I'm not going to try to chase things too far off into the bush. I think I'm going to play a bit more. If I hear the calls, I'll try to get a good kind of vantage spot and then try calling them into me. Because chasing them down, I don't have the time to do. And just another female, eh? Yeah. Oh, seems like they're sticking to the road at least. Might be able to actually see them as I keep walking along. But yeah, as long as I can get a single animal, I think that I'd at least be able to say, okay, successful hunt, and successful video too. Because this, I've been trying to do a couple of episodes for Whitehart now, but it's been so hard to seem to get any of the animals just right around the early areas of the lodge. I don't know if it's part of, like... No, can I actually... I see her, although she looks kind of weird from this far back. I guess it's just because, like, the way her legs almost are blending into the grass that's beyond her. But feels like you have to travel a fair distance out before animals actually really start popping up or you start running into them. So it's not quite like Call of the Wild where you can just go a few steps out of a lodge or an outpost and you're already rich in animal life. I mean, it'd be nice if that were the case, but there's some systems in place to make it, I guess, more realistic, but also make it just tougher of a grind to do. Yeah, so it's basically just her up there. I'm not going to take a shot on her just because there's, like, no real point. If you had the unlimited weapon, or the unlimited ammo and a new weapon you were trying to level its shooting skill with, I guess that'd probably be a way you could go after the females, but they basically removed any reason to hunt them now with the game. Ammo's a little more, well, it's generally more precious to use now, so you don't want to waste it on things that don't really, like, give you something back for it. So I am kind of tempted even just to sprint in, to break out into a sprint again and just jog for a while. Oh, that I actually can do something about. You know what? I'm going to go after it because it is... I'm actually going to walk my way up there. I think that's one problem I have is... Well, I know it's one problem I really have, and I blame the way the mini-map is laid out. Your cursor is too big to get an accurate reading of just what distances are. Like, the arrow is so large, but really, it's just... I think you're probably even smaller than the middle hole that it is. And that leads you to not really knowing, like, good distances of how far is that actually away to where you stand or where you are. Yeah, we'll use the 243. I think once I actually reach the trail, I'll crouch down and try calling it into us. But this is where I talk about it's so hard to hunt on. Look at how thick this undergrowth is. Imagine trying to spot a turkey or coyote through this. It really seems to be... Oh, well, or a bobcat, because they are in the area. Okay, we should be up to the trail in just a moment. So we'll see about calling him in from here. Not that it's going to be very easy to see him anyway through... Yeah, see... I thought I'd be right at the trail, but we still have a ways to go before we'll actually hit it. That's where it's so misleading for how I find the mini-map to be. Oh, look at how thick that is up ahead. So I don't actually know how far out he might be. Oh, there's another call. Okay, it actually says he's just back this way. So I'll be ready with the rifle. But he's actually probably within a fair distance of us. Again, maybe he is. It's all because of how misleading the minimap can really be. Ooh. Okay, that should be a long heart, but he looks like he's actually a very good size. Wasn't expecting to have, like, that good of one. Just suddenly make an appearance like that. Okay. He definitely did get hit. So let's take a look and see. Oh, you gotta kid me. That was just a body shot. I gotta remember, just go for the lungs. If you're ever trying the game, forget the heart shots. Just go straight for the lungs. Because I thought for sure that would have been a lung heart shot. And now he's in this kind of stuff. I'm definitely going to stick to try getting him. Oh, crud. And that does not help. The track mechanics need work. I'm still going to stay adamant about that. The track mechanics could be definitely improved. I don't like the connect the dot method they use because it just feels really unreliable to try to figure out. Okay, see, this is a prime example. It said he went this way, but I don't see any other tracks that are actually look to be from him. But if I go back, there was a other track by that one. Like, there's that one that was going that way. And if this is blood or fleeing, that's basically the complete opposite direction it said it was going. Oh, boy. Okay, so that looked like it was just roaming, so it might still be going this way. Again, the connect the dots is an annoying system to have in place. That's actually something that's kind of cool with Call of the Wild, where if you do have like thick grass like we're going up into a head, you can actually see where the animal ran because it's parted to show where something passed through it recently. Okay, here's the next trail. Or the next track. I still can't believe that was a body shot. That, I thought, would have been for sure lung or heart. And with the overgrowth, or, well, not really overgrowth, more, I guess, kind of like undergrowth, or just how tall the grass is. Tracks can even be hard to find through this stuff. But since we got him wounded, we better try to get him down. Seems like the blood stopped, though. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where he might be with the distance he got, or even what direction he'll be traveling to. I think I'm also going to be... I might just be a little glad I'll be leaving Whitehart. Just because it feels so oppressive to hunt on. Makes me wonder if I should take a look at Logger's Point next to see what is it like for a free-to-play person who's just got the 243 and is just trying to learn the game more. Because I know there was a point where that was your free-to-play reserve you'd go to. Oh, is this actually him? Okay, at least he went down. Let's take a look at you. Yeah, see, I could have sworn I was in that frickin' area. 95. Not worth that much, and I won't take a trophy shot. No, actually did count for the one mission I had, so at least there's some nice GM to come in for it. But we backtracked a ways. So I'm going to have to basically run our way up to where we were, and then we'll keep going from there. It's kind of rare for the body shot to be what drops the animal, but if the caliber is right, it, I think, will with enough time. I'm just, again, thankful I was able to actually find them. There can be times where you do go after these wounded animals, no idea where they actually have gone off to. It'd be very, very difficult just to try to keep track. Thankfully, we actually weren't too far off. Once you start sprinting, you do cover quite a bit of ground quickly. And this actually is getting us towards a tower, so we might get lucky. Because there sometimes are habits where you'll find animals reliably at the towers, or sort of like areas surrounding it. So if we get up towards this area, we might get lucky with another one. What it'll exactly be, I don't know. But we'll find out once we do arrive. Yeah, I think the only thing that was around this area was the... Oh, there was Bobcat. I think the only thing that was here was mostly the one buck and maybe the doe for the whitetails. I think if we go... might even be... I think, you know what, the Bobcat's probably gone because of the shot if it was in the area at all. Well, looks like it was heading towards the tower, too. Kind of. Actually, we're going to come to this at a decent enough angle. So I may get lucky and there will be something to go after from the tower. Might even be able to see the Bobcat from it if it's not too far off. Because the tracks are definitely following up. Okay, fleeing, so he was actually kind of in the area. Again, I'm just going to go climb up to the tower, take a little look around, and see if we can actually use it for getting an animal. I did decide to go out a little bit later in the day for this hunt, so I think it was 9 AM to start. We'll see if that turns into any more results for us. Oh, another track here. What are you? Oh, just the stupid little whitetail doe I was talking about earlier. Yeah, like, there's great vantage point from the tower here. It's just... I don't think there's going to be anything around. Oh, well, we figured out where the Bobcat kind of is, but... I don't know if I'd be able to head over that way too easily. Because that's just the trail over that way. Now, the jackrabbit collar has a chance to work on them, but it's not as strong as it is against, like, I think coyote, red fox, and arctic fox. You know what? I don't see anything from the tower, but I might actually be able to use the surroundings from the tower a bit more. Because if he is over by that trail, this is a lot of... Yeah, it is very actually open towards that. So, if I might actually get a decent amount of visibility out there. So maybe we'll be able to get a bobcat, too. It would be nice to be able to get another animal we haven't seen before. But I don't know if the collar will actually work or not. With it only being a chance, it could very well just be wasted effort. And then also with how deceiving the map is for distances. It takes a lot to actually get accommodated and used to how the game really plays itself out in a way. And it's definitely one where you're going to feel it's quite the grind to get stuff done. Okay, so it's not on the road anymore, so I don't know where it might have gone to. Like, this is the trail that it was going up along. Yeah, this was still when he was fleeing, so I must have just calmed down up around there. I thought animals would only call once they kind of, like, calm down after being alerted. Well, maybe that's not the case. Yeah, another fleeing track there. I don't see any movement that really, like, registers to me that it is in the area. Well, oh, there might be something up ahead here. No, there's at least another whitetail. So you know what? We'll see about getting him. The bobcat, again, I don't think I have a reliable way of being able to actually draw into me. Yeah, and that's quite a large cone of travel for it to actually have gotten to. So instead, I'll see about if I can get this whitetail come into us here. See, he was just up in the trees there, I think. Well, I say I think, but then again, with distances, I really do dislike how the mini-map feels so weird to look at. On the one hand, you got yourself a big cursor so you think you're traveling a good distance and that, when in reality, the arrow is just a lot of artificial inflation to try to make you more prominent on the map, I guess. Oh, another bobcat. I thought they'd be a little rarer, bobcats, but I guess on this reserve they're pretty abundant around the southern areas. I'm just going to keep crouched, try to find a decent enough spot to kind of like hunker down at. And then we'll see about trying to get this guy. And remember to aim more for the lungs on any animal. Forget the heart shots, I'm not going to go for that instant drop. I'm just going to get the reliable, easier hit. Okay, there was him again, I think. Yeah, okay, so he's up over this way. I think that's him there. Yeah, that is. Okay, that definitely had to be a long shot there. That was much further up on him. So we'll go collect him, and then I think we can end this episode of the Hunter Classic here. Maybe only 2 whitetails, but it's at least animals. That's the big thing. After having tried to do this a few times, it's nice just to have gotten some animals down within the first episode. You can just check here and then follow up through. Yeah, perfect. He should be down, probably just back up on this trail. Yeah, I think right here. Oh, maybe a little further. Yeah, here he is. Actually, not too bad for a buck from looks of the rack, actually. What's score? Yeah, not too shabby for one. Maybe a little bit low for what whitetails can get, but I'm still happy with it. Slide ourselves right here with Mr. Smiley. No, I can't go any lower, darn it. I want to get a nice kind of angle for us. That'll do there. Okay, how much do you sell for? Not too shabby, 52. Okay, so I'll leave this episode of the Hunter Classic right here. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give us a like, and we'll resume right here come next episode tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for watching, and please remember, as always, survivors, to take care and stay alive.